I am an owl who lives in the forest of Yamawa. I am a master and fairy of the forest. I have a 360-degree field of view and night vision, and I never miss a problem. I am also very knowledgeable. The Yamawa forest is a forest of threading tools. Its history is very long. You can ask me anything about threading tools. Let's study more about roll taps this time. So, let's get started.
Taps can be broadly classified into two categories: cutting taps and roll taps. This time, I would like to explain about the roll taps. To make it easier to understand, I will explain roll taps by comparing them with cutting taps. Cutting taps include hand taps, spiral fluted taps, and spiral pointed taps. On the left is a cutting tap, and on the right is a roll tap. During tapping, chips are produced by the cutting tap, but no chips are produced by the roll tap. Cutting taps cut thread groove to create the internal thread. Therefore, chips are always produced. On the other hand, roll taps require larger bored holes than cutting taps. Roll taps displace the work material and create internal threads by plastic deformation. Therefore, no chips are produced. Cutting taps cut internal threads while generating chips. As a result, chip problems often happen. On the other hand, roll taps can produce internal threads without producing chips, so there is no problem caused by chips. Roll taps create internal threads by displacing and forming work materials to the form of the threads on the tap. This results in an excellent surface finish of the internal thread flank along with a high pitch diameter accuracy. Roll taps do not have flutes for chip evacuation. As a result, the tap is less likely to break and is a much stronger tool. When the cutting edge of a cutting tap wears out, it becomes impossible to cut. However, roll taps have a longer tool life over cutting tap because only the lobe surface that contacts work material is worn. In addition, the high rigidity of roll taps make it possible to tap at higher speeds than cutting taps. When using a cutting tap for threading, the diameter of the bored hole becomes the minor diameter of the internal thread. In the case of roll form tapping, the workpiece is formed to create minor diameter of the internal thread. Therefore, the bored hole needs to be larger for roll taps than it is for cutting tap. Roll taps require 2 to 3 times more tapping torque than cutting taps. Therefore, it is necessary to use a machine with enough horsepower for this amount of torque. Roll form tapping can be used only for ductile materials that are easily deformed plastically. Cast irons, ductile cast irons, and high-hardness steels are not suitable for roll form tapping. That's all for now. In this article, I have explained about what is a roll tap. There will be more in this series, so please stay tuned.